as Frank Sanchez now looks to months and has seen barely 3 minutes inactivity.
Very good. Basics really well. Has a nice jab, but some time for the counter right over the top.
You see here, Sanchez very aggressive, especially.
You see Sanchez has taken his feet out of range.
Sanchez has a really good jab. I like to see him that big right hand can land.
Yeah, especially the variation.
Twice of him, so he's been beaten already. So
Brown in June of last year in Melbourne.
Brushed off some cobweb surgery.
I really thought
of the sanctioning bodies, 3 years. Can Sanchez take advantage?
Sharp hands, quick reactions, and gets a little lazy. Has to be careful.
Top, you know, a little bit differently. Defense first, fight behind the jab.
Sanchez looks to wing in a big overhand right that just...
He can't afford to get sloppy, complacent.
To the belly of Fa, you know,
all about setting traps in this.
It's not starting faster offensively, considering that Fa, you know, just test that chin as fast as possible.
Especially.
Yeah, be happy with this Fa. If this stays the same.
A little bit of what Fa's doing. There's a little nervous energy.
Throw something to put him off.
Never mind. So it's September on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez.
Big right hand, but if you're not fooling your opponent.
Frustrated with the position of, like you said, Sergio, just needs to raise the tempo.
Throw that jab and get the bigger man to fall off.
2010 and fought Joseph Parker 4 times.
To be fair, he's got quick feet for a big coming forward and landing. Though very happy with this start.
Set that jab up. Set that right hand up with a jab.
So because of the position he is in the ring.
He's now 31 years of age and bringing a record of 20. Now looking to zap that jab to the body.
Easy to see. So if you can start gutting him to the belly, bending
with the shot, and he's yet to slip on either side.
Right there, that's the first foot feint that I've seen from
heavier of them, and a man with a solid amateur pedigree.
He's in the right position. Fa holding the ring is vital to stop Sanchez counters. Sanchez.
See that?
Good feet though. Again, I mean, look.
Sanchez pretty much bookending the round with that left.
To see him just be a bit more committed to his work and really letting his hands go.
Chess, just back up the fighter, and then you can start throwing that right hand with
the work of Sanchez. But Fa again looking unfazed, relaxed. He hasn't done that so far. That's good work. That's the bit.
Sanchez. You know, Sanchez really is showing a lot of respect.
See? Now he's taking his time. He's waiting. His
gasp from the crowd.
To actually push the fight and get Fa to be uncomfortable fighting.
Beneath them on the canvas, as again Sanchez
will continue to do so as he is now. Behind the reaction that way. This is better than last time out. Make him feel worried, nervous. Cheers.
Your opponent or fooling your opponent, you know, getting him to fall off balance or back and by Sanchez, and Fa's not going to fall for those.
Good and showcase your skills.
Jabs and getting Fa to go backwards. Maybe he can open up the offense.
Surprised we're not seeing that. I think because this is good to come into this fight with big reputation. It's down to him to
let him win quiet rounds. He's happy with that, you know. So it's up to.
Solid left hand towards.
Empieza así, empieza a agarrar ritmo. Cuando empieza a agarrar ritmo, lo vas a empezar a agarrar ya.
And I love that jab right there. Long, strong jab. Have his head up in the air. See right there around the guard. That.
When he's on the ropes, he's going to stop.
And anybody knows it's not landing. At least they're setting up the right hook, either up
the card, culminating in those co-main events featuring.
Yeah, just waiting too
long. With that right hand, if you could start doubling up the jab and throwing that right hand with me, touch that soft body and make him feel it downstairs, take the legs away. Difficult for Fa to find a target.
See there, but he's just pulling the shot. He's not fully rotating.
Like I said, he's coming off some back-to-back defeats.
We need to see a change in pattern here.
Sanchez, it's just not going to be a good look for him, especially if Fa's coming off.
Well, can Frank Sanchez, as we move into the 4th round,
getting a river behind that jab. This is better.
And there's on the guard, then you're going to start getting respect from your opponent.
I haven't seen him throw one right hand yet. You know, he's through that right hand.
Fa is comfortable.
It's Joseph Parker over 12 rounds in Auckland back in February.
No, I agree, Darren. You know, it's old Lucas Brown. You know, so if you want to prove that you're the goods, you know.
World titles at least. Seconds out. Will have to defend the IBF title against by Sergio Mora earlier in the contest. Can he find some rhythm
that Fa has?
This is Billy's hand, looks unfazed. I like the positioning in the ring.
Feel the losses, make him feel like the fighter that got stopped.
The gas just falling short, it seems to me as these.
But coming in, it was expected to be Frank Sanchez.
And obviously, it's not looking good for Sanchez.
Don't restrict the hand so much.
Favourite with the bookmakers coming into this one, but so far, Junior
on Sanchez. We're waiting to see that. Honestly, he's not.
No, he's hesitant right now. And Fa,
you know, people watching at home thinking, I can't wait to see Frank on the shot.
Given that this is being to say it's been lackluster at best.
Fa's controlling in the middle of the ring. He's actually pushing Sanchez back right now. Momentum's definitely on his side.
Yeah, Fa. Keep breathing. But what can Frank Sanchez show us and try to excite this crowd here?
He's not doubling it up. So anytime Fa throws one jab, Sanchez should come back with two.
It's all about rhythm here. You do that behind the lead hand.
If you're landing something, you can come around with the left and start alternating and throwing to your combo. Looking for openings, and that's not the look you want.
Don't give him that.
See right here? There you go. That's what I was going to say.
Confident enough to just sway out of range and then...
Sergio growing into this contest.
Yeah, you don't want to give Sanchez now on the back foot and against the ropes.
Will this...
If I was Sanchez, every time Fa threw one jab, I mean, right hand go with mean intentions, even if it's to the chest. As long as
school Sergio, I'm surprised we're not.
I really am. I really am. Never going to get momentum and confidence.
That was a better right hand from Sanchez. I'm surprised again Sanchez isn't looking for that right hand there.
You're actually keeping your man, you know, you can see the confidence he's building with Fa. That's the reason he threw that right hand with it long, and Sanchez is not doing that. So obviously Fa's turning into
the chance to find that counter. And there he ride, and in comes the bell. And at last,
he set it up like a flash, but it was...
You know, it's there now. I expect a very... Now, Sanchez.
Round 7.
I'm not hurt, I'm fine. That minute rest is enough.
Up that right hand again. He's going to land it again.
And have those 60 seconds been enough for Fa?
Yeah, jab down to the belly. You know, just to open
it. With the shot. That allows Sanchez to find that right hand. Big shot again.
For the second time, and this time.
Clean right hand. That punch will land again. Attack coming in through the front door.
Dangerous Sanchez.
Right hand again.
That he hit so well for the first half a dozen rounds.
Jab, come around the guard, then the big right hand.
Fa goes on the back foot. No longer.
Big right hands do. That's what knockdowns do. Now it's Fa on the back foot just in this round.
They're showing concern, and why not? Sanchez can celebrate. Eventually, he got a highlight reel finish. In the end, it was impressive from this man, Frank.
Expected. That was explosive. That was spiteful. It was
going to land. Of course, you know, on the outside looking in,
yeah, it was a fantastic shot again. The right hand. It's that lead. You're never, ever going to get away with that. You've done well to stay on this save. We'll let you off, Sanchez, because the finish we was all hoping for. High on the tempo.
He extended that jab, pause. There was a slight pause, and then boom. That
Frank, the Cuban Flash.
I'm really letting his hands go.
Did have his head up in the air. See right there, around the guard. That
and try to excite this crowd here. I'm just, you know, it's there now. I expect a very... Yeah, it was a fantastic shot again. The right hand. It's that lead save. We'll let you off, Sanchez, because... High on the tempo. I'd like to see him just be a bit more committed to his work.
And I love that jab right there. Long, strong jab.
What Can Frank Sanchez show us?
He set it up like a flash, but it was...
Now, Sanchez.
Round 7.
You're never, ever going to get away with that. He done well to stay on this finish we was all hoping for.
No, he extended that jab, pause. There was a slight pause, and then boom.